Good morning, my friends. This is our astrology weather forecast for the 3rd of December, 2024. We have the moon in steady, dry Capricorn today, making a sextile to Saturn, which sets the tone for a steadier, more mindful kind of day. We don't flit around. We're not mooning about. We are not overly emotional with the moon coming into Capricorn. It does give us a few days where we can kind of regroup and reorganize and reestablish. So we aren't as likely to be reaching out. We aren't as busy. We aren't as frenetic. We're more looking at, what actually requires our attention when it comes to our adult life. And what can we focus on for a few days that shores up more of our long-term plans? The sextile to Saturn makes it more likely that we will knuckle down in some very helpful ways today that are not boring. We include others. We might do what we have to do while we listen to something in the background that we enjoy and do what we have to do, but find some kind of gratitude in it. We have a couple other things going on. Venus is parallel to Pluto, and so we have, that's like a conjunction. We have this meeting of material and surface desires and deeper desires, emerging desires, things that really happen within partnership or agreement. So we are looking for depth of connection. We had more of a surface Venus thing going on yesterday, which made it easier to enjoy a multitude of different options and to not get too bogged down in any one thing. When we have Pluto going on, bog is the key word. We can find ourselves more attracted to or hooked into what takes something out of us, what requires energy. And we can identify with this conjunction what is most important. Because we only have so much life. We only have so much days. We only have so many calories to spend. And how are we going to include what we want, because it's joyful, and also what we want because it's heartful. We can have it all. We don't have to trade what's deep and meaningful for what's enjoyable. And we have an opposition between retrograde Mercury in Sagittarius and Jupiter in Gemini. So they're mutual reception. They're in each other's home signs. They're coming up to an opposition. Not an unusual thing for these two to oppose, but when it happens, it tends to stretch the bounds of what we think and believe and how we communicate. There is a confidence, exhilaration in risk taking that happens with this opposition. We do have to be careful that we're not being stupid because we are simply caught up in a case of verbal diarrhea. We can have some Dunning-Kruger moments here with this opposition if we are simply just opining, to hear ourselves talk. I mean, we can be entertaining, especially if we got a few drinks in us, but it isn't necessarily something anybody's going to write down. So it can be a fun opposition. It does lead to a lot of conversation, openness, even game nights where we may want to, have friendly competitions or conversations with others. But there can be a waste that we associate with the hard aspects to Jupiter. So we just want to make sure that we're directing our conversation in ways that are actually useful. It's the practicality of things that can suffer with this particular combination in these signs. Mercury really seeks efficiency, and it is about the little things, and it's blown up in the sign of Sagittarius and with the opposition to Jupiter, both Jupiter and Mercury in each other's signs. It's a very precarious balance here. So we are bringing some efficiency, some practicality, and grounding some of our hopes and our dreams with Jupiter and Gemini by, learning some pretty elementary lessons that maybe we should have learned previously, but, we didn't get it or it wasn't available to us. Maybe we were just stupid. But we're also taking some chances when it comes to our conversation, what we want to get across, and what we think. I mean, we're being bold and brave with our thoughts and our opinions here. With Mercury going through Sagittarius, and we're coming to a balance here between what we think and what we know. And some of us are learning what it is to know something. Alrighty, so I'll leave you with that. I mean, that was a real good example of wordiness, right? With Mercury-Jupiter opposition. And I will check you guys out later.